Miss Kylie is the right person and apt enough to welcome you all. Yes, it's all yours. Kylie, please come.
So, good evening and namaste. I'm Kylie Taylor. My role is Head of Strategic Partnerships and Distribution for NIB Health Funds. So I'm pleased to open this evening's AAERI Annual Convention 2024. And I join you here in person. I've travelled over from Sydney, so I'm really excited to be here this evening. I look forward to lots of robust conversation later in the evening. I'd also like to welcome a few distinguished guests that we have with us this evening. So Mr. Matthew Johnston, Minister, Council of Education from the Australian High Commission, New Delhi. Mr. Steve Biddle, Regional Director, Department of Home Affairs, Australian High Commission, New Delhi. Mr. Vic Sin, Trade and Investment Commissioner. Mr. Ren Yi, Pro Vice Chancellor, International University of Southern Queensland, Australia. Mr. Monty Singh, Pro Vice Chancellor, International Victoria University, Australia. Mr. Mike Ferguson, Pro Vice Chancellor, Charles Sturt University, Australia. And Miss Catherine, who is not with us here this evening, but we thank her for a presentation downstairs earlier on. Further, we have Mr. Satya Shah, Regional Director, South Asia, Queensland University of Technology. And Mr. Rashan Sekar, Director, International University of South Australia. So thank you. Welcome. Also, I want to thank the co-sponsors that we have here this evening. In addition to NIB, we have TOEFL and Redu teams, so I'm sure that they're all keen to speak to you throughout this evening. So, as you've proudly announced, we're NIB are really proud to have been a partner with AAERI for over a decade now. So 11 years we've been working alongside AAERI. And it's a relationship that we deeply respect and appreciate due to the critical role that they play within the industry. I look around at the room and those people I've just introduced, and it's the representatives and quality of the people that are in this room that reflect the importance of who they are and the role that they play, as well as the Indian agents that support students on their journey to Australia. If I reflect on NIB's own journey in India, where we swiftly identified that we need to be present locally to truly support our students and agent partners, we needed to be part of that journey. So we set up permanent placement, and we have a team onshore here and have had that for several years now, a commitment that we're deeply embedded to. Student experience starts with each of the agents, and that continues with NIB. We take the role and responsibility to care for and hopefully improve members' health and their study during their experience in Australia. NIB's mission is better health in supporting our members in Australia to navigate the healthcare system, which is complex and costly. Likewise, the Australian terrain, which can be quite dangerous. And we know it's the last thing that a student's focused on when they're about to travel to Australia. I reflect on one experience with one of our students, and it shows that you never know what to expect on your everyday life. So we had a student that was exploring Bondi Beach, out swimming in the water. I got into a bit of a sticky situation and was near on drowning. So with the help of the rescue squad, we were able to airlift that student to a hospital, and it ended with a pretty critical incident, but a really good outcome. But in that type of exposure, that student could have been exposed to over $17,000 cost to actually cover that incident. We're happy to support those students so that there's no out-of-pocket expense, and for him, that's a moment that really matters. Likewise, recently we've had one of our students deliver a child in quite a serious critical condition that was admitted to ICU. For that particular lady and her child, ended with a really positive outcome, but over $1 million in claims exposure. And again, a cost that's covered by NIB to support that student, their child, and their health outcome. As we know, student success and completion of studies is dependent on many factors, but it includes health and well-being. And NIB thrive on enabling this journey from connected health services to supporting the deeper concerns that students face while they're in Australia. In fact, we're now personalising that journey, so I'm going to say watch this space because we've got some exciting things to come. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of interesting discussion this evening, and that's already started, related to the changes with the Australian migration landscape. But I think what we'll leave this session knowing and all agreeing is that India is important to the Australian student program, likewise our agents, as it always has been. Before I hand over, one last introduction. I've got my colleague Pete Seaman, who's in the front here. He's travelled over from Australia with me. Pete drives NIB's technology and continuous improvement strategy, so he's an important part to the agent journey and services. But it's also Pete's first time in India, so he's quite keen to say hello to everybody, so please look him up tonight. Thanks for listening. I hope you all have a great evening, but I'll now hand you over for a video message from Luke Sheeny, CEO of Universities Australia. Thank you.